Happy Thursday, everybody. Bright Idea Sports, Kev D in the house with one and
What's
the
happening?
only. Man, you got some beautiful signs on your shirt there, man. It's a beautiful
Oh
shirt
man,
that you got on.
roll tide,
Man, the
man.
Tide did it again. The Tide did it again. What else is there? I mean, they got the #1 recruiting class. I mean, what were they supposed to do? What were they supposed to do? Everybody won every award. The Doak Walker, I don't know all the names of the people that get it, but every position player got the best player in that position.
Yeah, it's pure dominance this year. It was one of the great teams in college football history, and a lot of people don't want to recognize that. But the tide rolled through everybody. Done something never be done again.
Never again, never again, never again. And to those fellas, the Alabama Crimson Tide on capturing number 18. Yes, we are homers on this show. Yes, we are. That's what we do. Where we go from here, Marcus? What's next? What's next?
Another championship. The dynasty continues. We got some young guys ready to fill the void of all these guys going to the draft, and it's gonna be another competitive year. The tide don't stop rolling, baby. Nick done made a machine. He got his classes lined up. Guys know they just need 1 year to get out there and shine. First round draft pick.
For sure, for sure. It definitely does not stop. It's a comedian here, Malcolm. What's his name in Atlanta? I can't remember. He comes on after Malcolm Walker.
Walk.
He told said Saban got an incubator at his house. He's growing these players. He's growing them. Mac
Man,
Jones. If you
I was,
think about the team right now, and we had to say, hey, who's going where? Dickerson going for sure. Barmore first round. Dickerson
right.
probably first round if someone need a lineman or a center with with the high IQ. Devontae.
Another
And what about Mac? Where you see Mac going?
Mac could potentially go late first round, early second. It depends on the team and what they think the need is. I was just having this conversation, and I was saying that Mac Jones and Kyle Trask aren't the most fleet of foot, but I think they have the quarterback skills like reading coverages and going through a progression that could cause them to be a good serviceable NFL backup and potentially even starter. So, I'm like, man, Bama really has a chance to get about, I'm going to say at least 8 or 9 in the first round because you got Surtain, you got Najee Harris, you got Mac Jones, Devontae, Leatherwood, Dickerson, Barmore. Mosley could go first round as linebacker. I mean, the names don't stop, man. It's crazy. Waddle is going to the draft,
Yeah.
so he could be going in the first round. I mean, we're looking at about 9.
Speaking of Waddle, what was he thinking?
Man, I think.
One catch, get off the field. That's it.
Well, see, I think, Kev, that a lot of people, don't understand the pride and the true desire to want to be a part of the team and history, man. I think it was more for him wanting to be a part of that championship game and saying that, hey, I was a part of a championship, even though he won. He won a championship with Tua and Devontae and them when he beat Jordan. So. I mean, I can understand his desire to get out there, but it didn't hurt his draft stock. I tell you that much.
Oh no,
because on one good leg, he was better.
I know one good leg. He's around there like a pirate, just players. It's we always hate to see him go. But we Alabama. We know that they coming for ours, and when they come for ours, they come for them. They clean shop. And speaking of that, cutting to it, Sark's going down to Texas. Good job. I don't think it's the job that people, that it used to be because Texas fallen so far behind the SEC type teams and the Big 10 teams. But Sark, they gave him an interview, and I can just tell his personality has changed. They asked, it's like, well, are you going to hire somebody for offensive coordinator duties? He was like, why? That's my main trait. Why would I stop doing that? I did that in 2015, and look what happened. Drinking. USC kicked him off the team. I mean, it was bad. So I think Sark knows how to win, but you know how you got to do with Saban. You got to recruit him too.
I think that Sark is going to be a little bit different from the rest of the Saban assistants because he was a head coach beforehand. And I've always said that I think the assistant that'll beat Nick Saban first is going to be Lane Kiffin, because Lane Kiffin has been a head coach and he's taken the qualities from Alabama and implemented it into his own program. I think Sark is going to do that for Texas in terms of actually using the talent that they have and maximizing it. And I think that's what he learned most from Nick Saban is that it comes down to you need to get all the talent you can get, but you got to maximize it and be able to change up when you need to change up in order to get the most out of those guys. I think Sark and what he does as an offensive coordinator is going to help them to recruit guys with offensive skills that can, they feel like they can shine. But the defense is going to be interesting who he gets to fill in for his defensive coordinator because, the Big 12.
Throw it.
And I always say the first team in the Big 12 to get a legitimate defense is probably going to be the champion for a long time because if you can shut down those offenses, their defense can't stop you. So I think he can be successful down there in Texas with the Big 12 for sure.
Well, he's learned the best. He's drank from the Black Warrior River. He took a bath. He got indoctrinated. He got to jump in the Black Warrior River off Lurleen Wallace into the water, swim to the side. Then you've been baptized in the tide. So one person's leaving, somebody got to come. I don't know about this guy.
Well,
I don't know.
You gotta put out your head the Houston, the NFL, and go back to him coaching Penn State and looking at what he did for that program after the Jerry Sandusky scandal and all those different things. What it shows me is that he's able to plan and be able to execute a plan well enough to be successful. And I think by him working for Belichick and then coming to work for Saban, he understands that, hey, this is what he wants to do and how he want to do it. So I need to make sure that happens. And I think as an offensive play caller, offensive coordinator, I think the attractiveness of him being a former head coach in the NFL is going to bring recruits because they get a chance to be coached by a former NFL head coach to get them in the league. And then they're going to continue to run this offense that's explosive. And Bill O'Brien, little is known about this, is that he was integral in helping grooming Tom Brady. So he know how to train quarterbacks. So I think he could be a good offensive coordinator. I don't think he's going to be the rebel and try to do his own thing. I think he'll fall in line with the Saban dynasty, and I think it's going to keep rolling.
Yeah, that's what I was hoping because he got caught up in the culture down there in Houston. Talking about baby mamas and stuff, and some of these players might have some kids. You know what I mean? So I don't know. If you rub these kids wrong because they already got a chip on their shoulder, but that's the world now. 18-year-olds.
It's funny how Alabama is therapeutic for former head coaches. Man, they come to Bama and get a little position coaching job, and next thing you know, they healed and they head back out for greatness. Look, man.
We need to patent a career pill and then tell people we can sell it. Like how what's my man for that company that jacked up the price of epinephrine, the EpiPen? That's what we.
Oh yeah,
$4,000 a pill. 30, you got to get 30 of them. Coach rehabilitation pill. That's what we got. We got these coach rehab pills. Hey, what's up, Viande? Happy birthday, bro, from yesterday. I think yesterday, day before yesterday. Interesting stuff. Funny video Marcus sent to me right before we started, y'all. I just want y'all to watch this because we are braggadocious around here right now.
Oh, no. It looks like Alabama is playing in yet another national title game. That means an Alabama win would make your favorite national championship shirt from the last one outdated. And with the price of new championship shirts growing every year, there's got to be a better way. Introducing the Alabama National Championship Updateable Dry Erase Shirt. It's the last Alabama National Championship shirt you'll ever need. Using patented dry erase technology, the Updateable shirt lets you celebrate the latest Crimson Tide championship right after the clock strikes 0. Or in the case of playing Notre Dame for a title, at the start of the third quarter. All with a dry erase marker built into the shirt, so you can update no matter where you are. Alabama is #1 in the recruiting rankings, and the dynasty ain't slowing down. So what are you waiting for? Order in the next 15 minutes and we'll throw in the updatable Alabama beating Tennessee shirt. Now with expanded writing space that can hold triple digits. Don't let expensive championship merch slow you down. Order your Alabama updatable national championship shirt today.
This fella here had some time on his hand. He like me. You get a camera and be like, "Oh, I got an idea." That's it.
Man, I just remodeled my basement. I bought all this Alabama paraphernalia, and as soon as I buy it, here we go win another championship. Man.
Just terrible.
It's
all
crazy.
around terrible.
I spent $200 in buying championship paraphernalia, man. I'm gonna break you, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's getting old. It's getting old. But hey, football season's over with. Football season is over with, and the final rankings are here. Final rankings are here. Alabama in goal. I guess they kept Ohio State there because Clemson didn't play too well against them, so I guess they have to do that. But Texas A&M slid up in there. I like Cincinnati, and I like the way they ended it with these three. These guys can build on it. I think Cincinnati's going to be pretty formidable next year. That what's the coach name? I can't think, from Ohio State. Can't think of his name.
Yeah, I forget his name, but he's excellent.
Maybe he's there another year, and then he's in track to get him a Power 5 job.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. So, but the mainstay, we're still there. Yay! And then some new faces, which it's always good. What do you think about expanding the playoffs? You with it?
I mean, college football is probably a little bit more unpredictable than NFL, and I think if we expanded it to 8, you may see some of these upsets that happen with these higher seeds, because on any given Saturday, anything can happen. Mm-hmm. I think I could correlate it to like the final, like the field of 68 for the basketball tournament. These guys make the tournament, which makes it great. But what's the reality? They're going to get out of the first or second round, and then you get a team that come out of nowhere and they make it far. Mm-hmm. So it could give other teams a chance to upset these teams that everybody ranks 1, 2, 3, and 4 all year, and you don't ever get even a chance to even crack it. Like Cincinnati, undefeated, they didn't even smell the top 4. You know what I mean? So give them a chance to get in the game, and let's see what they do. If you can, if you worthy, let's figure it out on the field.
The thing I worry about is, say, for example, you have one of those upset because, it's TV, this business getting these big time fan bases into these championship games. You could potentially have a nobody playing against Alabama, and I think we had 15 million per the Nielsen ratings that watched the Alabama game from home. Like, that was a lot of people. But that's the thing that, but that's probably rare, though. I mean, that's going to happen, once every 10 years that happens?
It's like Cinderella in the Final Four. When Cinderella is rolling, everybody watching the Cinderella game because they
want to see the giant get slayed.
Exactly. So I think if over a series of 3 games they'll have to play instead of 2, I think that you could build up enough interest and drama. This team, number 8 seed, 7 or 8 seed is knocked off the number 1 or 2, and now they about to knock off the number 3, and they about to make it to the championship game. I think that'll be more exciting than just Alabama Clemson again, or Alabama Ohio State. All right, ho hum. You know what I mean?
It's getting Bama fatigue for some, not us. We get excited.
Nah,
we get excited.
It'll keep these other teams like Georgia from crying about, they don't make it to the playoffs, and that if they had this or if this person was playing, it would have been a different game. Man. Well, you get all that together and then see if you can make the top 8, and then let's see if it'll be a different game.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I feel them, but they underachievers, so hey, but hey, is what it is. NFL not in there yet, but yesterday. I don't know what I was doing. All of a sudden, something popped up on my phone, and voila, who was this guy? James Harden finally eked his way out of there. What you got?
Yeah,
What you got?
that was a uh, very costly trade, I'll say, for the Nets. They pretty much traded their future away to put Kyrie, KD, and James Harden together.
I mean,
I,
the most
I
polar personalities ever.
well, I'll put it to you like this. If you look at how James Harden played with having Russell Westbrook on his team this past year, you can clearly see that he took a step back from what made him actually great and be a top player to kind of being just average, to be honest with you, because he wasn't getting in the floor of the game. He wasn't getting to the line 18 times and, you know what I'm saying, doing the things in Houston like he did in Houston that made him great. I don't think James Harden can be a player that's not great. He's not good. He's not a good player is what I'm going to say. He's not really going to affect the game. He's not going to be what you need him to be when it comes down to that time. You got to have role players, and they traded away all their good role.
I mean, the two that I just couldn't. I mean, just moving into that, just will it work? Is it going to work? I mean, they lost Allen, who clearly beat out DeAndre Jordan from the games that I watched. Yeah. He's more energetic. He protects the rim. He goes and get rebounds. I mean, he does when we talk about, man, if I was 6'11", 7 foot, he plays just like that. He's like, man, I know I'm not the star, but, man, I'm going to get paid on these rebounds and these block shots and running goal to goal. Steve Nash got his hands full with these guys. That's why I got him looking down. He's like, Lord have mercy. What's going on?
So the way this is going to work is like this, Kev. And this is how it has to go because this is what they're good at. Kyrie is going to have to be the playmaker and run the offense and set these guys up. KD is going to have to score. And to be honest with you, I think James Harden going to have to be a triple-double dude. Yeah. I think he's going to have to hit the boards and get those rebounds because they traded away all their rebounders. And my thing is that if they don't find a specific role and fill the void of the things that they've traded away, I don't care what they've done in the past. This is not going to work. The reason why LeBron can go to super teams is because LeBron does a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. If you trade away your point guards to get LeBron there, LeBron is going to get you 8 or 6. Mm-hmm. If you trade away your rebounding to get LeBron there, LeBron going to go rebound.
Yep.
So I can't say that any one of these dudes are going to go and feel that. Is KD going to go and average 10 rebounds a game because they don't have rebounders no more? Probably not.
No. These guys are offensive guys.
So that's why I don't see a team will beat them.
Yeah.
A team will beat them. That's a Miami Heat team would beat the Nets for sure.
I think so. I mean, Ball Chat just came on and said, is it going to be difficult to come out the East? I mean, the East is beefed up. You see Charlotte playing pretty good basketball. Miami, they kind of injured right now, but the Sixers, I assume Doc going to get them where they need to be. Indiana just got LeVert. That's better than Oladipo. And LeVert took a back seat for these guys up here in Brooklyn. But, those are two people I hate they traded, Allen and LeVert, because they had two different teams. When he come on the court, they can rest, and LeVert just because all that experience they got in that bubble run last year, I think helped them to be. That's why I don't see why they made this trade. Like, I don't know. I mean, just because the NFL, NBA, these super players, these big time players, they got way more pull than any sport, probably soccer right behind them. KD said, that's my friend. We buddies, and we shot basketballs this summer in L.A., and the idea first came to thought. I'm like, James Harden, though? Like, I say put him on the bench so you can at least have some scoring when you rest, so he can play like he did in OKC. But, I mean, it's going to be an experiment, and it's a lot of they know how to play basketball, so Steve Nash really just going to have to manage personalities, like, and DeAndre Jordan sneaking in there giving a little bit of, I'm sure he got damn Allen traded. And I'm like, come on, man. But, I mean, out the East, I mean, I think they'll make the playoffs just because, the East is East is a little bit probably. But the East, to me, is more grindy, and, you got to play some defense, and that's where I have problems with all of those guys because KD he's injured, but Kyrie in them knees, James Harden in his shape. I mean, that's another thing. He out of shape.
Yep.
He out of shape,
Yep.
You know, he came in, you know, I'm sure you're overweight, probably about 10, 15 pounds. So you gotta take the craft serious, man. So I hope it works out. Quick video. I saw this on Instagram or Facebook the other day. They said, "What's it gonna look like on the arcade game?" Well, that's just what it's gonna look like. You got Durant bringing the ball up court. Durant's looking for someone. Oh, through the legs, back between the legs, through the legs. Look for somebody. Looks for somebody. He's gonna throw it to James Harden. Dribble. We know this move. Dribble. Oh, it's 8 seconds on the shot clock. Kyrie. Oh, I'm finna show some work. Oh, here we go. Yeet. If that's gonna be the offense, it's gonna be trouble. I don't know. But hey, it's what it is. NFL's a couple little things going on in the NFL. Well, right before we came on, y'all saw what happened in the world of football. Meyer to Jacksonville.
Man, Urban is going to Jacksonville. It definitely is a chance for him to go to a franchise that has no history of success and to actually start at the bottom of their rebuilding process. So
I think that's the best team for him. I mean,
I do.
For a college coach with 0 NFL experience.
I think it helps with him being in Jacksonville. It helps Jacksonville, the franchise, because being a coach from Florida, won a championship, that part of Florida loves Urban Meyer. So Jacksonville's going to pick up some fans because of Urban Meyer.
Exactly. Khan made a business move for sure. You're Jacksonville, Marcus. Who you taking with that first pick? Are you going to do some Homer love? First pick?
The Jacksonville Jaguars take Trevor Lawrence. Ooh. They do not have a quarterback that can do anything in Jacksonville. They have talent at wide receiver. They got a good running back. They need that quarterback to really get them over the hump. The defense is okay, but they just roam the field too much. Jacksonville is not as bad as I wanted to make them out to be. Mm-hmm. I mean, in the beginning of the season, they played a whole lot better than they did towards the end, but I think it was just because they gave up. So I think Urban will come in and inspire these guys. And I don't think Jacksonville is going to make the playoffs, but I do think they'll be better than the worst team in the league.
They're not going to be Mark Brunell. You're not going to be Mark Brunell, Fred Taylor. None of that stuff? None of that?
You know what? I think they could have the season that Joe Burrow in Cincinnati could have had he not got hurt.
Yeah.
Because I believe Cincinnati probably
came on. Yeah, Cincinnati came on at the end.
About 6 or 7 games, you know?
So Justin Fields falls to the Jets?
I hope so.
I saw something today. Jets were mentioned something, asked I think it's John Lynch. Yeah, John Lynch about, quarterback. They were thinking about a Sam Darnold-Garoppolo swap. I know. I saw something like that. Saw that pop up on my feed. I was like, that's interesting. I don't know why they would do that. But, I mean, Sam Darnold got a good arm, but maybe he needs a better coach that can coach his talents. So, Urban Meyer, wish you luck, man. I hope the headaches don't kick in, but, we know how you Florida guys are. We know how you Florida guys
probably will.
Moving on to the other fellas. We just going to slide on into it because Ball Chat just already trying to do our show. Well, I think they got Joe Brady in the what's the word I'm looking for, in the crosshairs. I don't know where Bieniemy falls in there. Arthur Smith might have kind of pulled back on him after what got happened in Baltimore, but we do got our beat on the Saints assistant GM Terry Fontenot. How you like him?
Man, I work with some Saints fans at work, and we talk objective football outside of the janking about Falcons and Saints. But one thing that's impressive about the Saints organization is that they've had a good scouting program to go and find guys and be able to draft them in the later rounds, and they turn out to be very good players for their franchise. And from what I hear, Fontenot is one of the head leaders in this scouting department as far as looking at talent. And that's what my problem with Dimitroff was his entire time in Atlanta, is that he did not evaluate talent correctly. Man, we passed up on so many dudes that have turned out to be dogs. And I'm talking about in the third and fourth rounds, we didn't pick these guys. And my thing is, it seems like the Falcons have always drafted for need, but we need someone to draft for. This dude is a dog. He can play ball. I know we got X, Y, and Z, but we need to draft him because if something happened to him, we got somebody already ready to come step in. Yeah. So I think that he may be able to help the Falcons franchise as far as his ability to evaluate talent and draft better players so that these coaches that aren't bad coaches the Falcons get, it's just that they don't have the talent, man. One of the starters get hurt. The next player that come in don't do nothing.
Nothing, man. They just exploit whatever they just brought onto the field. I mean, it's just,
exactly.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. They say he had a really big hand in getting the players they do have in New Orleans. So, hey, I'm excited if you know. I know the Saint fans gonna be like, y'all stole our stadium name, y'all stole our coach. I mean, you know, all that. We got our players. I mean, hey, you know, we trying to. I mean, y'all say y'all the greatest. Trying to get
Kendricks too. I hope they know that we gonna sign Kendricks too when he go become a free agent.
Yes, sir. We coming to get him. What about Joe Brady? You excited about him?
Man,
Teddy Bridgewater had his completion percentage was 69%. That was up for him. If he can make him better.
But this is an experiment because Joe Brady as the head coach is responsible for everything, and he's never done this before. So I think he's going to be an experiment. He could turn out to be a Sean McVay, young up-and-coming type head coach. Mm-hmm. It just depends on how he's going to run it. Is he going to call the offense, or is he going to be the manager of the team and have an offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator? It's just going to be interesting how his role as the head coach. I think it could be good. I don't feel bad about it or saying this is going to be a bust. I'm hopeful because at LSU, at Carolina now, I mean, this at the Saints, I mean, this dude has shown that he knows how to call some football, and we need that ingenuity. We need that innovativeness. We need somebody to call something more than what we've been doing.
New energy, utilizing weapons even more because I don't think we utilize them at all. Who do you want? You want Bieniemy or you want Brady?
From what I've been reading, it seems like Bieniemy doesn't have a plan because they'll say he's not interviewing well as far as, this is from several franchises. So we need somebody that has a solid plan to move forward because this is a critical time for the Falcons because we got a lot of older players. We got a lot of players that's coming up on those contracts. I've read somewhere where they're talking about getting rid of Ricardo Allen and Keenan O'Neal and letting them ride. And I mean, it's just a lot of stuff going on salary cap wise that you're going to need a coach that understands the situation and has a plan for success moving forward. If that plan is not implemented or someone doesn't come in with a plan, we're going to keep doing the same stuff we've been doing.
Yeah. I mean, and we can't have that. That's what we can't be mediocre again because it's just thirsty fans here, and we just to butt in all jokes. Well, I hope Bieniemy gets what he, gets. But the Falcons, I'm glad we at least got the management part and somebody with some type of scouting skills. So I'm excited about that. Houston, y'all done had superstar trouble the last couple of weeks. As y'all know, the Texans hired, I think his name's Cesario. I think that's the GM. And the guy that was there already, I guess he has a history of kind of not utilizing players like they're supposed to, bad picks, and of course, trading people away. Deshaun Watson is, him and Andre Smith. What's Andre's last name? Played for
Andre Johnson.
Johnson, who never comes on Twitter. They say last time he said something was like 2016 on Twitter. For him to say something and, be at the game with the Lakers in Houston the other night, I think this is some heat that's starting up. Would you stay? Would you go? What would you do?
I've been trying to figure out what is like the fundamental problem going on in Houston. And they trying to play it and saying that Deshaun Watson isn't getting input on hiring of the GM and the coach. But I think it's a little bit deeper than that, man. And I really do, because You know, the owner of the Houston Texans I've been reading about has a real big ego. He was one of the owners that said we can't let the players run the prison. You know,
Oh
let
yeah,
the inmates
yeah,
run the prison. And I think that the philosophy that this owner has is kind of, I'm gonna be honest with you, I think it kind of rubbed DeAndre Hopkins the wrong way. And I think that now it's starting to rub uh, Deshaun Watson the wrong way. And I don't think he really wants to be a part of it because it's like, I think when it comes down to it, I think it's like, you know, you work for me. I know what's best. Just because you think you're the best player, I don't need to consult you about my business. And I don't think Deshaun and even the players in the NFL right now, they look at it more as a partnership than I work for you and I do what you tell me to do, blah, 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 because, you know, it's more of a time to have a voice. So I think Deshaun Watson isn't happy with the ownership and the choices that they're making.
yeah. That's why I kind of felt that too, because yeah, I remember reading that about Texas and what was it, Richardson that owned the Panthers. All those guys are kind of old school, and these guys making you a lot of money. So and they know that they know that. And Dick Vermeil said, "Shut up and play," is what Theo just said. But I would like to see him. Theo, I would like to see him in Chicago. That would be a good look because you guys already got a defense. If y'all can keep him off the field and help and refreshed and score points, that's a winning formula. And in Miami, our boy Tua, think they giving up on him?
Man, all I know is to get Deshaun Watson, you trading your entire future for him, man. The trades that I saw that they needed in order for it to happen, they want Tua, they want this year first round, they want the other first round they got, they want the next year first round and the third. I'm like, man, you trying to give away everything.
Man, look, man, they got gold in those in Houston apparently, huh?
Yeah, man.
They got gold over there, man. What's going on? I mean, they got 4 picks from 2 different. I mean, it was so many years worth of picks for Harden. I was like, good night. Yeah. So you got to pay. You got to pay to play. Then you can't. Hey, weak money don't make money. It's sleeping money.
Oh no, brother. You sure don't.
Yeah, so that's I wish Deshaun, that he gets in a situation because he's a talent, bro. To still be top 4 with that team this year in passing. I mean, he has some games. I mean, he takes some licks. Can you imagine if he didn't have to get hit so much? Oh my goodness, it'll be.
You think Jared Jones will trade for him?
Yeah. I think he would. But we up against the break because I gotta go to work tonight at 8:30. So I'm trying to keep this show going. But we'll be right back. Bright Idea Sports. So we back, and Marcus has his favorite time of the night, sitting around in the bottom of the basement with some Voodoo Ranger.
I'm on these Juicy Haze IPAs. They just so smooth. And New Belgium came out with Voodoo Ranger. I saw it in the Publix. 12 cans, 6-pack, 7.5 alcohol by volume. Very, very light. Hazy IPA, very smooth, doesn't have a bite, not as fruity as you would think, but it's fruity enough. It's one of these ones that you drink enough of them, it'll sneak up on you. Highly recommend it. New Belgium, even though it's not a microbrewery like it was before, got bought out by one of the big boys. It definitely produced, this one is a good product that's coming out of the big producers. So, we love our microbrewers, but every now and then the big boys put out something good, and definitely this is available in all your local stores. So you can find this one pretty easy, but highly recommend it.
Is it your classic Marcus fruity taste?
Not quite as fruity, a little bit more of a bite than usual, but still on point.
Yeah, I hadn't been putting too much poison in my body since I've been trying to fast after 8 and work out and stuff like that, trying to be in shape. So y'all pick it up, Voodoo Ranger, Juicy Haze. I'm gonna try because I gotta work tonight, so I'm trying to get through this show so I can go work. You can't be drinking on the show and then show up to work and they're like, hey man, did I just see you drinking? Because that'll bring a lawsuit. Who wants a
Right.
lawsuit? Who wants a lawsuit? All right, y'all. We getting ready for these Bright Idea Sports picks. It's week, I don't know what, but it is the divisional round. It is the divisional round, and we are here. Divisional round football. Like we told y'all last week, we're going to try to get some people in here that can help us talk about football a little bit better. So we said, let's look into our bag of tricks. What we got. What can we do to make this even better? So we invited somebody with us, the Mr. James Hall. James Hall, if y'all don't know, let me show y'all who James Hall is. Mr. James Hall is from the beautiful city of New Orleans. He played with the St. Augustine Purple Knights in New Orleans, and matter of fact, went to Michigan. I think he got a Michigan shirt on, so trying the basketball. The basketball team. We're gonna talk about them in the future, but they looking good. They
are looking good.
Yes, sir. 3-year starter at Michigan. He was on the '97 team. Him and Woodson and Chris Howe and all them other fellas that came through there. 12-year career. Y'all see his stats. The one I want to ask about. The one interception. What was the one interception?
Oh man, right place at the right time.
Oh, tip pass. I knew it, Marcus. Tip pass. I knew it. Tip pass. Tip pass.
Hey, Dave,
welcome.
We said you jumped the screen pass.
I said he shot the gap on a screen pass and took it to the house.
You gave me too much credit. Too much credit on that.
Yo, yeah, man. Thanks for coming on, man. We've been trying to pep this show up, and hey, why not? Let's call James up. James, tell us about yourself. What you're doing since you've retired from football.
Since 2013, I've been with the San Francisco 49ers. Started out in their personnel department and then moved on to the director of player engagement for about years. And then after that, from 16 to last season, was a consultant for the ownership group. Oh, so during that time as a consultant, went back to school, got a master's degree. And once things settled down with this pandemic, and I could start an elementary school teacher full time, gonna try to work on a doctorate, But I spent a long time. Most of my adult life has been in the NFL, and in football. So it's definitely been an interesting season. It's probably gonna be a even more interesting playoffs.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what we kind of excited about. I was about to ask you something that came to my, that it's gonna come to me again when it happens.
Before you think of it, Kev, James, you welcome for us beating down on Ohio State for the Wolverines, man.
Yes, we did.
I know y'all couldn't play them this year, but we went on stumped a hole in them for y'all. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey man, I appreciate it. Roll Tide.
Hey, look out. Y'all gonna keep Garoppolo, man? What's up with Garoppolo, man? What y'all gonna do at quarterback, man? Y'all gonna get Matt Ryan? Y'all can have him. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good question. I know the rumors are swirling. It's a business, so it's gonna come down to once the free agency hits, they're gonna make the decision and determine what's the best course of action for the organization. And it's probably gonna depend on what's out there in the draft, who they can get, and who's gonna be available in free agency and what those numbers are. All of that's gonna play into a decision. But it's this. You had the same discussions around the league every year. Either it's about a coaching decision or it's about the quarterback, because those are primarily two important positions on each team.
For sure. So we're getting ready to get into these picks. James, thank you for coming on. We got that expertise from the pro himself. We're going to throw him up on the board right now. Whoops, hold on a second. That's supposed to be over there. I don't, because I'm the guy that do all this stuff. Hold on. If my son would come in here and check it out. Here's the first game. We got the Rams, and who you guys see two times a year, I think, versus Green Bay. I'm going with Green Bay. Marcus, what you going with?
Man, my head is telling me that the Rams defense can travel, and I think Ramsey can handle Devontae. But Green Bay has had a phenomenal season, man, and I bet against Devontae and Aaron Rodgers enough this year, and they burn me every time. So only because they playing at home in the cold, I'm gonna pick Green
cold.
Bay, but I will not be surprised if the Rams beat them.
Now the pro.
You ain't gonna help us, bro. Tell us what you see.
Tell us what you see.
Yeah, I kind of have to agree with your analysis. You know, it's the Rams are they hot right now, particularly on the offensive side of the ball. Both these head coaches come from the same coaching tree, so to speak. So they know each other well. The X factor is Aaron Rodgers and the green weather, and whether or not this LA Rams team can go up there and handle those elements and handle Aaron Rodgers, who's having an MVP caliber season. But it's either going to be a high scoring game on both sides. I would say I would give Los Angeles the nod on the defense side, mostly because of their secondary play. But then again, and like I said, Aaron Rodgers is lighting it up right now. I think he's only thrown like 80-something interceptions and 3,000 passes. So I'm gonna have to go with Green Bay on this one. But to your point, I wouldn't be surprised if LA wins the game either.
So tell me this. This is what I want to know. So you're DN in the league. So a guy like Aaron Donald who plays, like a DN, but he in the middle. When they scheme for y'all, like, do they scheme to double team him with another lineman, or are they using the running back to chip him? Like, what would they do to try to keep him from getting back there?
I'm sure each team that he plays against, they put the dot on him. You got to account for him and try to, throw him off his rhythm, disrupt him as much as you can. But he's such a high caliber player that he's going to eat regardless.
Yeah.
And there's only so much you can do. Particularly in today's game, it's even more important to get that pressure up the middle and off the edges. And disrupt the timing of these quarterbacks as much as you can, particularly because all the rule changes with the with the cornerbacks and what they can and cannot do is much more difficult for them to disrupt wide receivers. So he's going to play a major role. I know he's dinged up, but I'm sure he's going to be ready to play. He's looking at his chops. This is the type of game. Cold weather game, usually the game slows down. But, a guy like Aaron Rodgers in that tempo of that offense, if his timing is on, he's going to be hard to stop. And, if he usually gets the ball out quick, which takes any great pass rusher completely out of the game. So if their timing is on.
You played it. You being in Detroit, did you get a chance to play against Aaron Rodgers? Or was he a little bit
I think I was in St. Louis. I was in St. Louis when Brett Favre was at the helm. I'm giving my age away. But, But he, like I said, yeah, we all got it. But he definitely he gets that ball out quick. He has a quick release. So the quarterback itself can take a guy like Aaron Donald out the game, unless it's a situation where it's a tight, a close game, and it's coming down to the wire, and Aaron's got to drive it down the field. Then Aaron Donald's definitely going to be a factor. Can definitely be a factor.
And that's kind of where I got, like, you got a broken thumb, whatever you got broke on his hand, Jared Goff, and it's cold.
It's gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt in the cold, man.
When it's cold. Like, it's freezing. You played in Michigan. You played in all cold. You came from the South and went straight to the Midwest. Like, do you feel that cold? When you get your motor going, it's not as cold, right?
Oh, no, you feel it. You definitely feel it. You moving around helps, as opposed to just standing there watching the game. And, there are heaters on the sidelines. The benches are heated, but, that's a catch-22 because you go and warm up on the bench. And as soon as it's time for you to go out there, the cold hits you quick, but the fact that you're moving around helps, but you kind of embrace it. It's a part of the game, the elements of playing in the elements of the part of the game. So you embrace it. Once you get past that initial shock, when you go out for warm-ups, and that cold, you walk into it, that cold just envelops you. You kind of get it out, your system acclimates to it, and you move on. But it ain't nothing you can do. Your hands gonna freeze up if it's wet. The worst thing if it's cold and it's wet. That's the worst thing because your hands, like, you can't. There's nothing you can do. Yeah, nothing you can do. So
I hope rib hold up in that cold weather, man. I read that he's feeling good and pretty much ready to rock and roll. So. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We will see.
Yeah, he seemed like a tough cookie, so I don't think it's not going to be. He's not And I don't think he's going to use it as an excuse either.
Yeah, he ate
And
pierogies
the
and
other
stuff.
thing before we move on, Kev, is that Green Bay left tackle is out.
They picked
And
up the
I'm
guy from
like,
Colts.
dang, sorry, he is done. And then the dude they brought in to help, he got on the COVID list. So that adds to my saying that, hey, the Rams, if they come to play, they could beat Green Bay, man.
You got to score some points, though. Got to score some points.
That helps.
Moving on to the next one. Hot, blazing, amazing verse. The Project, Believe. I don't know why you got a Bills hat on, but.
Because it's my team. The Falcons suck. I'm going with Buffalo, baby. I picked mine first. I'm going with Buffalo. Believe. They going to go all the way, baby.
I'm going with the Ravens because I think they're going to start utilize. I mean, this is the team you can run on to me because they're so small at the defensive line. They don't have the traditional defensive lineman. And the way to be the great quarterback that's hot, run the ball. They got three running backs. What you got, James?
I got Buffalo.
Ooh.
I've been impressed with this team all year, and they've been trending up. You know, in the last second half of the season, their defense has turned the corner, having a little trouble stopping the run, and they stepped up. And that quarterback Allen, he's hot. But it's gonna be a tough physical game, that's for sure.
It's gonna be cold again.
But they just
and snow.
Yeah, but those,
Lamar said, "Hey man, I'm worried. I never played in snow before." I said, "Well, you need to let."
I don't think it's gonna slow him down. I don't think it's gonna slow him.
Because his fast is faster than regular fast, so he's just gonna come down to regular fast now. So you saw how quick he did.
That's true.
Man, I think Lamar. I'm with you, Kev. I think Buffalo is susceptible to the run, and I think that Baltimore is going to do that. But Josh Allen, they going to put up points, and you can run the ball all you want to, but you got to score those touchdowns. And the Ravens have a little bit of trouble in the red zone.
Not built to come from behind.
So I think
Sean,
Buffalo,
what's up, Sean?
They get to rolling early. It might be a long day for Lamar Jackson and them. So. Let's go Bills. Believe, baby.
Somebody just put on the little chat thing, said Big Trust. Big Trust is inactivated because Big Trust don't play on special teams, so they had to activate Justice, what's his name, Hill. That's the reason. That's why Justice Hill. I was like, why they don't let Mark? He said because he don't play special teams. All he do is run the ball.
That's right.
They need that. They need that personnel to be on there. So I think I'm going with y'all going Bills. I'm going Baltimore. I'm calling Vegas tomorrow and get me put me a bet in on this one then since everybody going Bills. That was Saturday's games. The hot, lucky Cleveland Browns and Patty Mac. I thought I heard
hot, blazing, amazing. That's all I got to say. Hot, blazing, amazing. The Browns defense is not going to be able to stop this monster right here, man. It's going to be an entertaining game. Patrick Mahomes going the yards. 4 touchdowns. It's going down. Chiefs win this one pretty easily, I think.
I'm going with the Chiefs, too. NFL player, what you going with?
I'm going to go with the Chiefs. Even though Cleveland is the Cinderella story of the season, it would take Patrick Mahomes getting hurt and a couple other players getting hurt. Basically, I'm saying it would take a miracle.
Yeah.
But
so they're gonna try to run on him, as everybody knows. And Nick Chubb's pretty hot right now, and Kareem Hunt already tell him he got some payback to come back with him.
Yeah,
possible?
I don't see it being a blowout. I don't see it being a blowout at all. But the problem is the offense of Kansas City is so explosive; they never out of the game. And it's gonna take Cleveland being efficient and effective and taking advantage of every opportunity they have for them to keep it close.
They was gifted on Sunday, boy. They got gifted some. They need to play the.
And if they come out and play the perfect game, like I said, this offense is so explosive, man, that they never out of the game. So it's gonna be a tough deal for them. But if I had to put money on it, I'd definitely go with Kansas.
I saw somebody said that the Kansas City needs to have. Cleveland needs to have 3 7-minute and 10-second drives to win this game. That's what they said. That's how they can burn the clock up. I was like, all he needs is 36 seconds to score a touchdown. Like, jeez. You shortening the game, but he can get down there in a hurry, quick. You know, I think this is probably unanimous. Cleveland's overachieved this year. I'm glad to see them back because they used to be one of the favorites to see as a kid playing against the Broncos. So Cleveland deserves that. Believe Land is, they got some hot stuff, and the Indians. I think they traded away a pitcher the other day. I can't remember who it was. Somebody signed. Lindor signed with the Mets from Cleveland, so they don't have Lindor no more. I know y'all don't watch that much baseball, but yeah. Last game, James. Last game. The one everybody want to see. The hometown New Orleans Saints versus Tampa Bay. If Tom Brady's not going to win this one either. I don't think so.
They can't block.
They can't block it long enough for him.
Same defense, and Tom Brady fold like a napkin. He see him coming, he fold up. It's another victory.
Tom method. That's a Tom method, baby. He don't want to get hit. He's a Michigan guy. I don't know if you're going with the Michigan love or you're going with the logical love.
Well, it's this is an interesting matchup, man. I'm gonna go back to piggyback on something you said about the previous matchup. Like I see the X factor in this game for Tampa Bay winning is gonna be Fournette and running the ball and running the clock out and keeping the ball away out of Drew Brees' hands. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the philosophy, that's the game plan. But I mean, you can't take nothing away from Tom Brady. He got, no Super Bowl rings for, I think, all of us to wear on each finger, so you can't count him out. And you can't count out the fact that he took that organization, into the playoffs in his first year, new system. But Drew and the Drew Brees and New Orleans Saints, Sean Payton, they got too many weapons on the offensive side of the ball. If, like, similar to Aaron Rodgers, if Drew Brees is timing his own, he clicking, the thing get off the rails real quick for they. But and I don't think the first matchup it went too well for Tampa as well.
Nah,
so I don't see that much changing. In lieu of Drew Brees getting sacked again and his ribs not holding up. So
I see two things, man, in this game. Two things. One, are the Saints going to come out and be motivated and, dominate? Because the times that they lose, to me, seems like the times they come out lackadaisical. They don't really seem to think this team can beat us, so we just going to show up and not be focused and intense. The second thing that I think can make the Saints lose is if Sean Payton outcoaches himself. And what I mean by that, 3rd and 2, instead of him giving the ball to somebody, he get Taysom Hill back there running some type of trick.
Fumble the ball.
Those are the two things. I mean, really, man, I looked at both of the games, and in both of them, the key factor has been that the Saints defensive line dominated the offensive line for Tampa Bay, both games. Yeah. And I don't even see how Tampa Bay could make an adjustment to even stop it. Because if they put Kendricks, Davenport, and Cam Jordan in the game at the same time, man, Tom Brady ain't even going to throw the ball, bro.
You're not going to have time. Not going to have to. They don't have enough scat receivers to – they can borrow some of these Falcon receivers that can catch a 5-yard turn around. Ain't going to break it to the house. They'll catch it short, though. That's definitely what they need. I'm excited about that.
I would expect a heavy dose of Fournette from Tampa Bay.
Man, but Fournette looked like he gained weight or lost some. I mean, he lost a step or something, man. He hit the hole so slow. I'm like, man, you got to hit that quick and go, man. I mean, Miles Sanders and Jalen, they just overlooked them, I think. I think that's the outlier performance when the Eagles rushed all those yards on the Saints. I know they were kind of like, what's going on? Tampa, I mean, Ron Jones got a quad.
Don't count the goat out, Kev. Sean said don't count the goat. Sean said on Facebook, don't count the goat out.
Yeah,
man, I done bet against Tom Brady so many times, man. He done burnt me, dog. Oh, he done burnt me. Whew.
I don't know who that's.
But I don't think he's going to get me this time.
I'm excited. Where you watching the game at home this weekend, Mark, James? Where y'all gonna be at?
Quarantining, baby.
I'm gonna try, man. I might just watch it on Bleacher Report. Check the scores. I don't know if I'm gonna sit there and watch the whole game.
Yeah,
either one of these games. Unless something exciting happen.
Yeah, I can't. I can't be either. It'd be rough. Sometimes you're like, I got something to do, man. I can't sit and watch the rest of this game. I catch it on the ESPN. Sorry, my Amazon Alexa's going off as this show's on. So, hey, man, that's a good show. I'm glad you came on, James, man. Let's let y'all know, we came up with the idea for this show at a wedding where James was at. He was like, yeah, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, man. I was about to say that's the last time I seen y'all. Was in,
we said we gonna start a show, and we hit the ground running when we got back. It took about a month to get up, but we get the hang of it. I've been trying to get KJ to run the doggone board, so I won't have to always do it, but he always got something to do, of course. So and Kyle always running around behind me. I don't know where he is. Keep asking me for a popsicle, but yeah, man. So I appreciate you coming on here, man. You know, Happy New Year to you, tell the fam and the kids.
Yeah,
we said hello, and hopefully we can
saying to you guys, man.
get past this
Yeah,
corona and we can go on a
too,
vacation or something.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Once this little bug is once we get rid of this little bug, this little hiccup.
Yeah, Mark, Marcus at the CDC over there stockpiling it over there so they can shoot it at somebody.
Well, I knew that, but I didn't want to say nothing because
yeah, they over there stockpiling
they will put them on the spot.
Biological weapon over there.
Kim
They
always
put them
do.
on the spot, man.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, Marcus really being in black,
number
bro.
19.
I'm telling you, man, he got a black suit and a white shirt and a black tie to work every day and some sunglasses. So BG says, "What's up, James? I know you're not on social media. See the little text going on, but BG said,
I'll tell him I said what's happening.
He see you. So y'all, man, I appreciate you for coming on. This is Bright Idea Sports. Peace."